Yeah, I really enjoyed the game yesterday between Chris Quantock and Nathan Aspinall. I thought it was a good advert for the younger generation, and the pace of the game suits the neutral fan. And Nathan's got a lot to offer this game in a very young
first
career.
leg, Cristo to throw first. Game on.
But he's up against someone who I feel is waiting to strike, waiting to have his best performance of the season so far.
Yeah, certainly. Couldn't agree more, actually. And we'll let the darts do the talking. You don't need me to back it up. We'll just watch Reyes now rattle in the first 180 off the match with the very first visit.
96.
I'll just put my little monologue on hold for a moment just to see what Reyes can back it up with, if it's anything significant.
59.
And it's not. So there we go. Something for everyone as far as Reyes' start to this match is concerned. But you're right, he's been knocking on the door on the European Tour in particular this year. 4 third-round appearances so far this year in his quest for a first Euro Tour quarter-final. Has made 2 quarter-finals on the Pro Tour this year, one in the UK Open qualifiers and the other at the very first Players' Championship event of 2017, where he lost 6-5 to James Wade,
76.
having beaten Mensur Suljovic.
34.
But Reyes in the blink of an eye here.
Well, he was looking for 2 treble 17s and double 16
56.
there. Well, he'll take that as Nathan's way back. But Cristo will be very displeased with the way that Spain performed last week. He knows that Mr. Alcinous, his pairs partner, who was eliminated from the competition yesterday, they can play better, but it's all about singles now.
58. Nathan, you record 131.
Yeah, I mean, Reyes satisfied his side of the equation, beating Harith Lim 4-1 in Spain's 2-1 defeat by Singapore
51.
in the last 16 of the World Cup.
So
They beat Japan in the opening round in the doubles that started the whole tournament off.
It
Double
shows in the
5
first leg.
is taken out by
Nathan
Reyes,
to
and the number
throw
15
first.
seed holds. Yeah, so victories so far today for the number 14 seed Daryl Gurney, a semi-finalist in Gibraltar last time. Alan Norris also through, Mervyn King and Michael Smith, and this time it's Aspinall rattling on 180 to start things off, as Reyes did in the first leg.
Yeah, Michael Smith looked pretty useful.
60.
He did. Very smooth, very efficient on the doubles as well. Didn't hang around. Now then, Nathan Aspinall, 5 perfect darts.
125.
And that is the extent of it as well. Yeah, the thing I made the point in commentary as well with Michael Smith is the fact that he had commanding leads in Gibraltar and he let them slip. He allowed his opponents back in.
137.
And I think he learned from that. I think he was conscious of that when he was playing today. Never really gave the Decker a sniff. Got 1 on the board in the end.
Yeah, he looked pretty
58.
ominous today, Michael Smith. He looked like he didn't even want to give Mike de Decker any scraps out of his bag of chips. Nothing wrong with being selfish. I tweeted earlier today that I don't like the
58.
apologetic culture of the dart player at the moment. I think he should be selfish, get on with it, get it won. You don't have to apologise for being good. And
86.
we've got 2 great players here, and it's going on through at the moment, which is what you expect from quality players. As you know, Rob, in tennis, it's all about holding your serve and
100.
striking off
You
serve.
record 52.
When the opportunity presents. Like I said, Aspinall not convincing on doubles yesterday. 6 from 20. And he's messed that up as well.
So you record 146.
So he's just opened the door slightly here for Cristo Reyes.
Well, again, he was looking for the 2 treble visit, the 2 treble 19s and double 16. That says to me, in the first 2 legs, that he's
96.
looking to leave double 16 as much as he possibly can.
He shows in the second leg.
Well, Nathan Aspinall left himself double 16 after a messy visit last time out, but
Game on.
he's back on level terms at 1 apiece. Aspinall playing only his 2nd European Tour event of the year. He made it to the German Open in Saarbrücken. And once again, for the 3rd successive leg, we start off with a ton 80. Reyes in the first, Aspinall in the second,
57.
Reyes in the third.
No pressure, Nathan. It's your turn next. But I say this to you, Rob. We play a lot of darts in Germany. We've got Austria in a couple of weeks.
43.
We're going to Maastricht. No treaties there. You never know. We're going to Denmark next year. Really looking forward to going to Scandinavia for the first time in the European Tour.
100.
Yeah, I mean, well, I made the point yesterday. The In fact, we're in Hamburg. It's only about 120 k's from the Danish border, and there are some Danish fans here, even though there's no Danish representation.
96.
I noticed a few of the red and white flags outside as we left last night, milling around. And there's a real appetite for the sport in Denmark with the likes of Pale Housen.
140.
Yeah. And, you know, they've been making something of an impression in the Nordic-Baltic qualifiers.
That's only a matter of time before we go to Sweden, maybe Finland.
100.
Even Russia, because they're starting to get better. But I say this to you, we've got someone from Tenerife on stage.
Well, I don't know about the visa for Russia, Paul. It could be a problem for one or two.
It's like trying to read the
96.
entire encyclopedia of the Church of Scientology.
I can tell you, it's not the cheapest place to get to, or indeed live in for 3 days either. Anyway.
Double 16 for Reyes. And he leaves it and hits it.
Nathan to
So here we go, Nathan. Come on, give us a 180.
180 to start things off for the fourth successive leg. Here we go, wrong side of the bed.
123.
Good effort.
Not far.
3 trebles.
Maybe Reyes will start off with a ton 80. No, he won't.
Another thing I wanted to say as well.
140.
Look at the setup of Cristo Reyes, which hasn't really changed since he burst onto the circuit, World Championship a couple of years back.
44.
But there's an element of old school about what he throws. A very short, bulbous barrel and a lot of grey and white there. It almost looks like the Leighton Reese setup of the late 70s, and there's nothing wrong with that. It looks really, really cool to me. But both guys here bring a very similar setup. Short,
85.
bulbous barrel, long stem, big flight. These guys, when they get going, can score very, very heavily.
Aspinall seems to pitch himself up as well, doesn't he, on his throw at the very tail end of it.
140.
Just see if we can get a shot of his footwork as he does so. And that's how it's landing.
134.
We've got some very famous hoppers on the hockey, but
64.
maybe we can come back to that, because potentially Reyes can hit this. He'll want to leave double 16 once more.
96.
But this 115 is under pressure.
Indeed. Because Reyes is lurking and waiting in the wings on 68.
96.
Well, he wasn't a
Cristo
million miles away.
68.
He didn't leave anything behind, did he? 68. He might go treble 12, you know. Or maybe not, he'll go double 4. Oh, what a finish. That is lethal.
Yeah.
The flag Cristo to throw fast.
Aspinall leaving himself the 519s. He wasn't able to find them, and Reyes pounces. Just thinking then with those 519s, Aspinall, if he could have brought in Michael
60.
Smith on alone with one shot.
Is that going to be a thing, is it?
You know,
Tag team darts.
It's like a joker. You can nominate one player to come in and take a check out for you.
140.
I'll tell you what, I'll take Mark Webster on double 10.
Well, talking of Mark Webster, he was one of the victims of Nathan Aspinall in qualifying. Number 13 seed in qualifying, beaten 6-3 by Aspinall.
180.
As Reyes rattles in another 180.
I'll tell you another thing as well, with Reyes being the 15th seed,
140.
there's one thing he doesn't want to do, and he doesn't want to have to go back to qualifying for these events. He wants to stay seeded. He wants to have the guarantee of playing in these events. And in order to do that, he's got to win matches.
100.
Well, as I said, he's been consistent this year, if you see what I mean. 4 third-round appearances, just the 1 second-round appearance where he lost to Sada, of course, 6-3.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that Cristo did not really turn up that day. He didn't play his best at all.
And it leaves him. Well, we'll just see if Aspinall can take this out. 78 away. Yep, he's found the treble 18 as well for double 12.
Nicely done. The fifth leg, Nathan Aspinall.
Let me tell you, when Reyes is sitting on 66 and he's just broken you, that is a world-class finish from a very handy young man.
Yeah, very, very effective indeed. Very eye-catching stuff. And to break back straight away, it was important for Aspinall to do
96.
that. Couldn't really afford to establish any daylight between the two, or to see any daylight established between the two. But yeah, Reyes, talking of his European
58.
performance so far, 4 third-round appearances, 13th in the European Order of Merit, so he's handily placed for qualification already. But as you say, he needs to keep winning matches to make sure he doesn't have to go down that route of qualifying as he had to do all those times last year as well. Which he did very well, by the way. I mean, he did come through qualifying more often than not. throughout the course of 2016.
140.
Those qualifiers aren't getting any easier. And the thing is, you want guarantees. You want to be able to book your flights, especially when you live in Tenerife,
Yeah, I was going to say,
way in advance.
he's got the added hassle, if you like,
98.
Well,
the logistics of it all, yeah.
He's got the same manager as me, Cristo, so the likelihood is he'll probably get his flight information the day before he flies. No offence, Mr. Lazar.
Mind you, that said, if he misses your flight or if there's a problem, at least he can console himself with staying in Tenerife for another day or two.
I was going to say that's a perfect location for
140.
European Tour darts. We could have some home nation qualifiers from Spain. We can get some Euro guys sticking some shorts on and maybe getting the same sort of suntans they get in Gibraltar.
So not content with
81.
enforcing everyone to go and get a visa for Russia and spending 1,500 quid on flights for a 3-day trip to Moscow or St. Petersburg. Nicholson now wants us to go to Tenerife as well. Anyway, Aspinall,
Nathan Aspinall. Cristo
Different game now.
Reyes.
Last two legs, Aspinall has been fantastic on doubles.
Yeah,
Giving
Reyes
himself chances.
definitely under pressure here now, the Spartan, number 15.
140.
Yeah, we talked about Russia because the fact that the Russians did so well in the World Cup last week. Boris Koltsov,
And Alexander Oreshkin.
yeah, they're starting to really carry Russian darts forward.
123.
And that's what we need other nations to do. They need to stand up and be counted. And the Spaniards did that 7 years ago in the World Cup. So get your chance, take it.
140.
Next thing you know, you could have a tournament there.
Yeah. I still think the PDC will take some for a
140.
tournament in Russia, though,
Never say never.
unless FIFA get involved. Reyes, 2-2-1 away here, minus these.
140.
That's a great answer from Reyes. It really is.
It is. Aspinall lose first start as well, looking to make up some ground here with these next two.
85. Cristo Uruguay, 81.
Well, still with work to do, Aspinall.
Well, he had a little bit of a think on that
41.
79 because he looked at Nathan Aspinall's score.
153.
153 is a big one, but it's still possible.
19s. 4, double 18. Oh,
Game shot.
Would you believe it?
Nathan Aspinall.
little wonder Mike Dedecker and Chris Dobie are watching on, absolutely aghast. That was absolutely breathtaking.
Special work from the man from the northwest of England. Exasperating celebrations and a kick right in the stones for the Spartan. He can't
58.
breathe.
Absolutely sublime from Nathan Aspinall. I think the crowd just fell silent, absolutely stunned that he pulled that one off. Because you're travelling all over the board with that one as well.
Yeah, that's one of the tricky ones.
And when Reyes
60.
is waiting, lurking, and when you have been 3-1 down, to put yourself in control at 4-3 like that, I'll tell you what, that is really eye-catching stuff.
99.
Glad to see him give it the full works as far as the celebration was concerned as well. Even Dobie and Dedecker down there just look absolutely shell-shocked.
96.
I'm trying to figure out. I think I've actually got this right. That's the only way you can take that shot.
Yeah, I was just doing a quick sum in my head beforehand, and I thought he might have gone for the 19s first, because then he would have been 2018. That was the other thing as well, the fact that he went north-south and then back north again.
Well, he played all right yesterday against Chris Quantock, but he's playing even better today. 100 and change is better than we've seen from Nathan Aspinall, I think, ever on the European Tour.
100.
Well, he didn't really have any big checkouts yesterday, Nathan Aspinall, against Chris Quantock in that quick-fire win. But he's certainly got one today.
145. Nathan Uruguay, 104.
And he's down to 104 as well, albeit on his throat. He was looking for that as well, wasn't he, for double 16, but...
Clever work from Reyes.
96.
Hitting that 25, he could give himself two shots
100.
at tops. Only if he can hit the 60. My instincts say tops. One down.
80.
Didn't give it enough juice.
Nathan Uruguay, 8.
That was the Alan Norris route, wasn't it, before in his match against Cantilli. Double 4 then here for Aspinall for a 5-3 lead. Double 2.
6.
Ooh, that was a long way inside. That was a very
Cristo
nervous start.
Uruguay, 20.
That was more reminiscent of what was happening yesterday early in the match with Chris Quantock.
Reyes, all of a sudden, there is a lot riding on this double five.
A shot in the 8th leg, Cristo Reyes.
What a response from Spartan. It's another break back.
I'll tell you what, Reyes has got some lungs on him, because we've got headphones on and I heard that one. That was a scream from the Spartan. Does he want to win this match? I think so. I think even George Noble, the referee's got to be enjoying this. What a great match.
Yeah, 2 breaks apiece now as well. Reyes broke first in leg 4. Aspinall responded. Aspinall breaking again in the 7th. And Reyes responding again straight away to level things up. It's been that sort of encounter. Nobody has been able to establish a significant foothold in this one. It's an absolute joy to watch. In a very different way to say, I mean, obviously last night was a privilege watching the Adrian Lewis match, but this is gripping in a very different way.
Absolutely. That's the beautiful thing about darts. We've had so many different types of great matches this weekend so far.
60.
And I don't think it'll be the last. But talk about the swings of adrenaline and mood in one game of darts, even 2 legs.
96.
Look at the celebration from Aspinall, takes that big finish. Next leg, next thing you know, he's missing doubles, and it's the other guy who's screaming. This is very watchable stuff.
100.
Yeah, made the case yesterday for having a new rule to win by 2 legs in
81.
matches that are, you know, promising to be epics, and I wouldn't mind seeing this one just go on a little bit longer.
I'll tell you what, if the game between Lewis and Vandervoort from last night, if that had been best of 19, it might have been a slightly different match.
Yeah. Just left himself with a little bit too much to do, with the 2-time world champion.
107.
Well, this one again in the balance could be a leg that goes either way. Can Reyes seize the initiative here? Well, Aspinall will be back, and
124.
could have done with a better final dart than that as well, just to give himself a better chance. Treble 18 for bullseye, but Reyes
92.
It's one of those finishes you really fancy 1-2-4, and he'll be gutted that he hasn't had a chance. Double 18 for the Spaniard. It's there.
The 9th leg.
A classy finish when your opponent's sitting on a double.
Nathan to throw first.
Squeaky bum time for both guys now. Can Reyes cross the line, or can Nathan sprint for it?
121.
Nathan Aspinall being watched by 2 of the young guns, both out of the tournament. Dobie losing yesterday to Peter Jakes, who's on stage later
80.
this afternoon against Ian Whites. The winner of this, by the way, to face either Peter Wright or John Michael in the 3rd round tomorrow. Peter Wright looking for a 4th Euro title this year. Kim Ibrex and
66.
Peter Hudson on stage next. Just waiting a little longer backstage to make their way out.
Yeah,
This
stay
one
tuned.
could go a long way.
96.
Stay tuned for the Strictly Come Darting later. There's going to be a dance-off between John Michael and Peter Wright.
Oh yeah, set aside 15 minutes for that one. This one could go the distance here. Aspinall
120.
with 120, making the most of throwing first so far, but Reyes will look just to hang on to the coattails here of Nathan Aspinall.
140.
And he's done precisely that. Hasn't quite won over the darts just yet, but if Aspinall fluffs his lines here, Reyes may well sense an opportunity. And Aspinall, well, single 7, he's dropped his darts on the floor. Yeah, deep breath.
44.
Now then, Reyes,
Big chance.
eyes lighting up here.
That's what he wanted. That adjustment gives him chances.
87.
But that 7
150.
almost brings the game towards Nathan Aspinall a bit.
Yeah, well, he's still potentially 2 darts away, but
46.
well, that could have been better as well
Cristo
from
Uruguay
Nathan Aspinall.
98.
Treble
Put
20.
some pressure on. 78 away then. Well, Aspinall will be back.
38. Nathan Uruguay 104.
James Wade's favourite finish, 104. There's the 4.
Oh.
Tops it is for 5 each.
Yeah, he
Oh, he's got
shows in the
it.
10th
We're
leg.
going all the way.
Nathan Aspinall.
And this game deserved it.
It did, and even
In the
though
final leg, Cristo
it wasn't the first dart he wanted, he really
Game
recovered
on.
well there. And a 104 checkout to go with the very impressive 153. And let's not forget the 98 checkout as well for the first break of throw that he
59.
pulled off. You know, his finishing today has been a lot better than it was yesterday.
There's proof that George Noble's definitely enjoying this. Even the referee's got a smile on his face.
59 from Reyes, met with
40.
from Aspinall.
Said it time and time again. These kinds of games, hundreds become gold dust, but this is even better.
140.
What can Nathan do in reply?
85.
Well, he's just giving himself a talking to.
74 drift plus these. This is, at the moment, Reyes' leg and match to lose.
92.
Well, he needs 2 trebles here, and he ain't going to get them.
60.
And he's not even found one. Reyes is now a very very favourite to reach the 3rd round once again on the European Tour this year, especially with darts like this.
145.
Well, he's piled the pressure on Aspinall since the very first dart of this leg. But now,
140.
he needed everything there, really.
So you
Because I can't
65.
see Reyes missing with 6 darts for 65.
Not from here. 2 darts he needs, or 2 darts he's got. He's got 2 bites at double top here for a 6-5 win.
25.
And the agony goes on, but he will return.
He'll return and be under pressure. The biggest pressure
140.
possible.
Cristo, you
Good
require
darts, Nathan.
40.
What have you got, Cristo? You've got double
shot.
top right in the corner.
And the match,
And there it is.
Reyes.
Cristo Reyes looks to deliver a 6-5 result, especially when he wins it. Nathan will be disappointed, but we'll see more of him later in the season, I am sure. Cristo Reyes goes through to play Peter Wright or John Michael, who will play later on in tonight's session. The crowd having a little bit of freed from desire, but we will hear from the Spaniard in a few moments' time. Join us for the next game, which is Kim Hybrex and The Rock, Peter Hudson.